It's Elizabeth from the Toy Hoarder. Today I am back with more Pixar Interactables figures. These were made in conjunction with Disney and Pixar based on their characters, of course. They are called the Pixar Interactables, and we have Jessie from Toy Story and Doug from Doug Days and also from the movie Up. These were made by Mattel for ages 3 and up. They are really cool toys because not only are they posable, but they also talk, and they will talk to the other interactable figures, whether they're from the same line, or, well, from the same franchise, I suppose, or not. So Jessie will, of course, talk to Woody, Buzz, etc., but she'll also talk to characters like Doug, who aren't from her world. So I think this is a really cool way to kind of spark imaginative play between characters from films. So I think this is really neat. I love the concept. It's not the best as far as execution of this concept, but hopefully they'll get better as time goes on, and I am so in love with the concept that I'm okay with it not being executed the best way there ever was. So, to talk about these, let's see. They have eye tags that are holding them into this packaging. So it looks like Jessie has one across her legs and one around her neck here. And Doug has one across his neck, one across one just behind his front legs, and one just in front of his back legs that we'll need to cut. That will release the figures. And then there's a little plastic piece that's attached to the cardboard here where there's a hero medal for Doug, because this one actually is officially from Doug Days, not from Up, but he's also a character that's seen in Up. And then Jessie's hat is back here in the plastic as well. So, I am going to cut the bands that I told you about. See if I can get her neckband without actually scratching her up. So that releases the action figure, and what's nice about this is that this plastic thing isn't super attached in here, so you can just kind of pull a little bit once you've gotten those bands out, and now I can release her hat. I should be able to do the same thing on Doug. So let me get these 3 bands here. No, I guess 6. There's 2 on each thing that goes around, but you just cut them together as one. And then you should be able to pull this loose enough to pop this piece out. I say that, and I can't seem to pop it out. I wonder if it's taped in here. Okay, since this is such a small accessory, they did actually tape it in this compartment, and I am really struggling to get a grip on this tape so that I can get it off. Okay, maybe I can cut it? Be very careful doing this. Do also be really careful if you're going to give it to your kids to unbox, but yeah, okay, so that one was a little bit more difficult, but that's okay. Alright, so the question is this long enough to actually put on him? And it looks like it's glued together. So I thought maybe it would come apart and you could put it on any of them, which would have been really awesome. So the medal does say Hero Dog on it, and it is embossed with Hero Dog, and then it's got a paw print on top of that. The back, unfortunately, doesn't have anything, and it doesn't look great. It's got these 4 circles that were probably part of the printing process, so the back doesn't really look like anything fantastic. But I don't know that I am going to be able to get this around his head. Maybe. Come on. Oh dear. I probably should have showed you all the details in his collar before I did this, but yay, I got it on! That was surprisingly difficult to do. So you can't actually fit it around his head. It's not the easiest thing to do. I will try to move it a little bit so I can show you the collar. I do love that we've got all these different knobs in here, and we've got this red jewel for the part that has him talking, which usually it lights up while he's speaking. So I think that's really cool. I wonder if it'll light up in this version too. I'm going to take the metal off for right now so that we can find out fun things like that. Here's his button on his back right here. It is not really hidden very well, and honestly the coloring on the button is too different from the coloring on the rest of him, so it didn't look like they just painted the whole thing over. It's slightly the wrong color. It's not a big deal, I guess, but for some people it might be a bigger deal than others. He does also have this really big speaker on his belly that is pretty obviously seen, and it's got weird shaped holes, so instead of just the regular holes of a speaker, it's got like almost wavy stripes. It's very odd. I don't know about that. Also, on his underbelly, you will find his battery compartment. You are going to need a smaller Phillips head screwdriver for that. He takes 3, AG13 or LR44 batteries. Other than that, he is actually really, really cute, you guys. He's got a lot of different fur textures in him, and his nose is all shiny. He's got his tongue hanging out, which is super cute. It looks like he'll have some articulation in his tail, too, which is going to be nice. This is so cute, you guys. Look at all this texture. We've got some longer fur, some shorter fur, some different, puffs of fur that are coming up behind the collar and just in front of the collar and things like that. So it's pretty well done as far as that. We've got a little bit different textured fur on his nose or snout or whatever you want to call this. It's not actually on his nose, but on his snout, I guess. He's got some teeth in here. He's got a little bit of texture on the roof of his mouth. I mean, they went all out as far as this detail, and it looks really nice. He does not have any painted toenails, but I honestly don't remember if we could see his toenails or if the fur covered them in the movie while he walked, so maybe that is okay. It's not a big deal for me, at least. Okay, guys, as far as articulation, he does have a twistable head joint, so it doesn't go up and down, but it will spin. And interestingly, it doesn't go 360 degrees, and I'm not really sure why. Usually they just give you this whole joint, but here is our extent of that joint right here. So, kind of interesting on that. We've got, oh, sadness. All his legs are just a twistable joint. There's no ball joints? That's super disappointing. Alright, so there's a joint that connects each one of his legs to his body, so I guess a thigh joint or shoulder.
Where did you go, you squirrel?
Okay, that's fantastic.
Have you seen me, squirrel?
That's fantastic that this lights up. But anyway, so that's just the single motion joint right here, and then he has nothing in his knees or ankles. But he does have a tail joint, and the tail joint is a ball joint. So he only has one ball joint in this entire figure. Alright, that's super disappointing. I kind of wish they would have done a little more with that. I mean, I know he has short legs, so it would have been very difficult to give him either elbows/knees or ankles/wrists. But even giving him a ball joint where it connected to his body would have been a little bit more articulation, and I feel like we could have had a ball joint in his neck so he could look up and down, especially because this Doug Days very much featured a squirrel that was running around, usually above him, so it would be nice if he could look up or down. I don't know, I'm really disappointed that the only ball joint is this tail joint, which is a fun addition, but it's strange that all of the main joints just were, I don't know, we just got half the joint, I guess. But I am excited that this actually is a light and lights up, so that's a pretty cool movie-accurate detail on that. So let's hear some of his phrases that he has by himself.
I am on an important mission for the small mailman. I have just met you, and I love you.
Aww.
I love my toys for dogs.
Aww.
Squirrel!
That's my favorite.
You can never get by me, squirrel. I am a dog. I can run fast, and I can smell.
Oh.
My name is Doug. I would like it very much if you pet me now.
Oh. If you're not recognizing some of these phrases, they are mostly taken from Doug Days. Some of them may be slightly altered from Doug Days, but that is what's going on here, is from the Disney Plus original show called Doug Days. I believe there's only one season up, and I want to say it's like 5 or 6 episodes. It's real short, and the episodes are real short, so if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. Anyway, sorry, rest of phrases.
Oh, I can bark. And here's howling. I have just met you, and I love you.
So we might have heard his 5 initial phrases.
I love my toys for dogs.
Okay, I think we have heard them. So we can also hold down the button for 2 seconds to get additional phrases. Usually this lets you do it for 1 button press, then you have to do a regular phrase, and then you can do another hold down for 2 seconds. So I'm going to show you the 2-second phrases, but there will probably be some additional phrases in between. Okay, here we go.
Oh boy, I would very much like to go on an adventure. Will the squirrel be there? If you threw a stick, I would chase it for you. Do you have a stick?
Oh, that's one we haven't heard.
Oh, I never have smelled someone like you before. Where did you go, you squirrel? Have you seen the squirrel? I am a great tracker. May I track something for you? Oh, a ball. Oh boy, a ball. Are you a friend of the small mailman? Squirrel! Have you seen any birds? I like to chase them, but I am sad when they fly away.
This is interesting because from the other characters, usually when I do the 2-second phrases, it's him talking to, well, it's the character talking to other characters from their own franchise, but we seem to get just additional Doug phrases, which is nice. And he may have had more than 5 initial phrases. This is one of the newer figures, so maybe they're actually improving them as they come out, which would be really awesome.
My favorite toy for dogs is a ball. Do you have one? I am on an important mission for the small mailman. I like you. You smell like the treats for dogs. I have just met you, and I love you. I am a great tracker. May I track something for you?
Alright, so I think we may have heard all of his phrases. So a little bit disappointed in his articulation, especially for being one of the newer figures. But he does seem to have more phrases than the other figures, at least from what I can tell. So that's good news, I guess? I don't know. That's really weird. But this might be the first Doug figure that was released. I don't think we had a regular posable one that wasn't an interactable. And I don't know if we got one when this one came out either, because I haven't really been hunting those. I mean, I look, but we don't get restocks in my area. I'm not in a collectible zone, is what the managers at Walmart and Target keep telling me, so apparently my state just doesn't get cool stuff, which is really unfortunate, honestly. But anyway, guys, let's take a look at Jessie. She looks pretty nice here. Again, horrible placement of this sensor here. I'm not sure where Doug's sensor is. I wonder if it's where his the light up necklace part is, maybe, is his sensor? Oh, you know what? I bet his nose is the sensor on his. His nose is probably the sensor. On Jessie, it is this awkward big old block, and Woody has a really bad sensor placement too. And then just underneath it, her second button is, well, like button on her shirt, is the actual button to make her talk. So that one is nice, but the sensor is just awful. Terribly made, you guys. The rest of her, she's pretty much the same figure that came out as far as the 7-inch posables. She's got some stitching on her, on the back of her, and some embossed pockets. She's got some stitching through the belt loops and across the pockets. She's got texture within her hair, and then of course the braided hair, but like individual hairs within that are kind of textured in here, so it does look like she has yarn hair, but of course everything is plastic on this toy. Alright, so articulation. Let's talk about that. I'm going to try to not set off her voice box while I do this. Oh no, she's just like Woody. They have disabled the articulation in the head on both Woody and Jessie, and I am so upset about this. Why? Okay, she has nothing in her head, which is super, super unfortunate. She does have a full ball joint in the shoulder here, full ball joint in the elbow, and then a twistable joint at the wrist. She's got a twistable joint at her torso, but it doesn't quite go all the way around. Oh, wait, yeah, it does. Sorry, just had to push a little bit. It got stuck. So she's got the 360-degree twist at her waist, just between where her shirt and pants meet. And then she's got a full ball joint in the thigh and a full ball joint in the knee. And then she doesn't have a joint where her boots meet her pants, which I feel like she used to have one. So they cut some joints on here, and they did that with Woody too, which I was kind of disappointed about. As far as other details, she does have the embossed buttons on her cufflinks, but they are not painted in. She has the top of her shirt, the yellow part on the top with the red lacing, so that is a nice attention to detail. She's not really missing too much else. I guess her hat is missing some details. You know, she doesn't have the white in the band around the hat or in the stitching around the hat, but she does actually have the embossed pieces of the stitching around the hat and the band around the hat. So, but that's what we were expecting from the other toy. That's just, you know, came back like this. They didn't really update it too much. I'm guessing she probably has the same expression, but again, I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm not sure where my posable Jessie is right now. So, I don't know, you guys, but I do want to hear some of her phrases, so let's get into that.
Well, howdy! Glad to meet ya! Holy horse feathers! Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln! Come on, let's wrangle up some fun! Yeehaw! Well, howdy! Glad to meet ya! Holy horse feathers! Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln! Jessie's my name and adventure's my game!
Okay.
Yodel-hoo-hoo!
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt her. I thought she was done. Okay, I think that was her 5 main ones that she has. Now you can hold the button down for 2 seconds to get extra ones, but note that every other button press will be just a regular phrase that she has because it'll only let you do the 2-second press every other one for some reason. But yeah, okay, here we go.
Buzz, we gotta get out of here. Come on! Come on, let's wrangle up some fun! Yeah. Woody, we gotta get out of here. Come on!
Very similar phrases. They just kind of changed the character names. They did this a lot with Woody too, so that's interesting.
Well, howdy! Glad to meet ya!
I feel like they could have changed it up a little.
Bo Peep, that there's dynamite!
Uh-oh. But they took some normal phrases of hers, like that there's dynamite is one of her phrases. I think, I'm trying to think who she actually says it to. Maybe the Critters or Stinky Pete, but she doesn't say it to Bo Peep. I know that for sure. So they just kind of threw that in there, which is interesting.
It's like I always say, make new friends, but watch out for the bad guys.
Oh.
Come on, let's wrangle up some fun! Yeehaw! Gotta say, Bo Peep, feeling a bit outnumbered here.
Well, maybe she should find her sheep then.
Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln! Gotta say, Woody, feeling a bit outnumbered here.
See, it's the same phrase, and they just switched the character name. That's kind of disappointing. I feel like you could have gotten a little more creative than that.
Jessie's my name and adventure's my game. Yodel-hoo-hoo! Buzz, we hit the jackpot. Holy horse feathers! Whoa-wee! Well, look at you! Come on, let's wrangle up some fun! Yeehaw! Holy horse feathers! Gotta say, Buzz, feeling a bit outnumbered here. Jessie's my name and adventure's my game! Yodel-hoo-hoo! Blast us to smithereens! Woody, that there's dynamite! Well, howdy! Glad to meet ya! Yes, sirree! We're gonna be best friends forever!
Oh, that's so sweet, Jessie. Alright, so I think we've heard most of her phrases, so let's see if we can get these two talking. So, what we need to do is we need to place them within 6 to 8 inches of each other. Make sure that their sensors are not covered, so Jessie's sensor is pretty obvious in a not great way. And then Doug's sensor is the nose, so hopefully those are close enough to each other. And then we're going to hit the button on each one after the other, to activate it. So here we go.
Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln!
Have you seen any birds? I like to chase them, but I am sad when they fly away.
It's like I always say, make new friends, but watch out for the bad guys.
I love my toys for dogs.
Whoa-wee! Well, look at you!
Do you have a ball? I would like it ever so much if you did.
Come on, let's wrangle up some fun! Yeehaw!
Are you a friend of the small mailman?
Howdy, I'm Jessie. Yodel-hoo-hoo!
Oh, he didn't respond that time.
Squirrel!
It's like I always say, make new friends, but watch out for the bad guys.
My favorite toy for dogs is a ball. Do you have one?
Well, howdy! Glad to meet ya!
Oh, I never have smelled someone like you
So some of the phrases make sense together. Some of them, you know, they'll end with one of the characters asking a question and the other one won't respond because they've already done 2 or 3 exchanges. So it's a little bit weird, but I don't know. Maybe they'll get it together. I don't really know.
Holy horse feathers!
Oh boy, I would very much like to go on an adventure. Will the squirrel be there?
Wowee! Well, look at you!
That wasn't really an answer.
Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln!
My name is Doug.
Howdy, I'm Jessie. Yodelay-hee-hoo! Jessie's my name and adventure's my game. Yodelay-hee-hoo!
Are you a friend of the small mailman?
It's like I always say, make new friends, but watch out for the bad guys.
My name is Doug. I would like it very much if you pet me now.
Aww.
Wowee! Well, look at you!
Oh boy, I would very much like to go on an adventure. Will the squirrel be there?
She didn't respond.
Jessie's my name and adventure's my game. Yodelay-hee-hoo!
Have you seen any birds? I like to chase them, but I am sad when they fly away.
It's like I always say, make new friends, but watch out for the bad guys.
Were you suggesting those birds were bad, Jessie? I don't know about that. Alright, well, I think that's most of the phrases that they say when they're together, so that's cool, I guess. I kind of hoped that some of these newer ones would be a little bit better on that conversation starters.
Well, howdy! Glad to meet ya!
Did she just talk to me? I wonder if she just responded to me. That's interesting. And maybe I accidentally hit her button. I'm not really sure. But anyway, guys, I was kind of hoping the new ones would be a little bit better on that. This metal is made of really thin plastic and then just a ribbon, so it's pretty cheapy. It probably would get lost. I guess I can leave it on Doug, but then you don't get to see his collar, which is actually really well done, so I don't know. We'll see on that, but pretty cool to have that extra feature. Disappointed in the lack of joints on Doug and a few details that are missing on Jessie. Oh, also Andy and Bonnie, or Andy or Bonnie, neither one is written on the bottom of the foot there, so I don't remember if I mentioned that at the beginning or not, but they didn't do that on the Woody or the Buzz either, so I guess they just didn't. They weren't sure which one to do, maybe? I'm not really sure. There's a couple details that are missing that could have been nice to have, and I really would have liked to have the sensors better hidden. Even if they made, you know, the sensor be this whole top piece of her shirt, where they have the yellow with the red swirl, that would have been nice, and it wouldn't have looked as weird then. I don't know, just something. Or maybe the sensor be the belt buckle, and they could have had it, you know, a shiny sort of see-through thing, so I don't know. I feel like there were other options on that particular design, and then there were some details that were missing color-wise on Jessie, and then articulation-wise on Doug. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of these two down in the comments below. Jessie and her newest critter friend, Doug, from Toy Story and from Doug Days and Up. And then let me know, are you guys collecting any of these characters? Which ones do you have? Which ones do you want to still get? And which ones would you like to see them make? Because I think they're still releasing some every now and then. So I would love to see all the Toy Story characters, of course. But honestly, like, I want all the characters. All of them. I need toys of all of these things, which is actually bad because I've already been collecting all of the 7-inch posable Mattel figures. All the 7-inch scale ones anyway. So if they start releasing them all as Interactables, then I'm going to have to replace my whole collection with all these new ones. So maybe that will just be stressful for me. I don't really know, but that's how I feel about it right now. Let me know how you guys are feeling about it down in the comments below. And then if you enjoyed this content, please do click that red subscribe button down below. We would really appreciate you taking a moment to do that because it is completely free for you, but it really helps support us and it helps encourage me to keep posting awesome videos and to keep filming awesome videos like this one. So please do that for a moment right here. You can also click the thumbs up to leave a like and then go check out our channel. We've got plenty of other toy reviews and other fun things on there for you guys, and we're always posting new content. Weekdays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, except Toy Story Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, until next time, have a great time playing. Bye.